People often ask, Talon, can you ski? I know you're a ski boarder, but have you ever ridden skis? Today we're gonna find out. What up, oh, we're matching.
Hell yeah.
Nice hoodie. What's up, friend?
Oh God, you scared me.
What's up? I got a great video of you sleeping on the way up.
I always have to. If I don't, I get like really sick.
It was an early morning. So.
Oh God.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. We are currently at Breckenridge today. We got started super early in the morning because it's snowing. It was snowing down in Denver, snowed the whole way up here. The truck did pretty damn good. I got over 14 miles per gallon the whole way up here. It was my first time driving up 70 through these mountains up here with the re-gear, and it wasn't hunting for gears at all. It was great. So as you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, we're doing things a little bit different today. You guys know I ride for Revel 8 ski boards. I've been ski boarding almost my whole life. Today we're switching things up. I do have my monkey bag with some Revolts and even Rockered Condors in here in case I want to switch to ski boarding today. Because today we're going skiing. Got new POW skis. Let's check them out. These suckers right here are the Wildcats coming from Moment. If you're not familiar with Moment skis, in the grand scheme of things with all of the manufacturers all across the world, they're kind of a small company, but they are based out of Reno, Nevada, and they are one of the largest ski manufacturers here in the United States. They are hand manufacturing these skis with as many US source materials as possible, which in my book is pretty damn cool. Now I opted for the 164 centimeter Wildcats because these are like the OG heavyweights. They were previously known as the Bibbies and then they underwent the name change to Wildcat, but they should still slay just as hard as the old models. From tip to tail, we're looking at a 141 millimeter nose, a 131 millimeter tail, so they are fairly symmetrical, and they have a 116 millimeter waist, so these things are super wide. The profile is what Moment calls a mustache rocker, which is rockered at both the tip and the tail, but it also has a little bit of camber underfoot. This should make these things float pretty damn well in today's powder, but also still give me some maneuverability in the trees. While this is mainly a powder ski, it should be pretty composed in all of the cruddy, choppy stuff that you'll find on the side of trails. And although they're not really made for the park, we're probably gonna end up sliding some rails and hitting some jumps because I just can't resist. From what I've seen and heard, Moment makes some pretty bomb-proof skis, so we're gonna test them out. They do come with these killer top sheets, sort of space-oriented, which is obviously something that I'm into. And then on top, I have some Look Pivot 12 GW Pros, which are in this anthracite color, sort of gray, and kind of matches the whole ski theme that we have going on. They're constructed out of an aspen ash wood core. They have ABS sidewalls, carbon fiber hybrid composite structures on the inside to give it pretty good rigidity. These skis are probably a little bit stiffer than you may think. And then on the bottom we're looking at a 7500 series carbon base. These things should be super fast, slipping and sliding around the mountain. They are brand new, so the edges are of course going to be super sharp, so let's go break these things in. Alright guys, we're out here on the Colorado Super Chair and it was super weird clipping into these skis. I probably haven't ridden actual skis in like, I think over 10 years now. I used to ride just regular twin tips when I was working at terrain parks through college because it was easier to clip in and then release when you're scraping jumps and rails and whatever else. So, we're gonna do a first run impression. Got a little bit of fresh snow, might have like 6 inches so far, and it's gonna snow the whole rest of the day. This is Sarah's first time at Breck, and Brand and I, you guys have seen us ride here in other years, so here we go! All right, guys, so first run on the Wildcats. I'm sorry to say it, but these things are sick. The mustache rocker with the early rise and just the rocker tails too, it makes the camber underfoot really small, especially on 164s, so they kind of feel like ski boards. I don't really know why I'm using poles right now because they're kind of unnecessary for me, but damn, they're a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna keep the rest of my impressions of these things for the end of the day, so enjoy some shredding around Breckenridge, and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. How was the day, dude?
Excellent. Everything we wish for and more.
Killed it. Raw, killed it. I know Breck is not your mountain, but now you're comfortable here.
I like it. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was great.
I like your truck, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Alright guys, so the whole reason I was sort of reviewing these skis today is because obviously one, in the beginning of the video, people always ask, hey Talon, can you ski? Of course I can ski. I just haven't in like 10 to 12 years. I don't really know the last time I clipped into skis, but I wanted to sort of review them in the way that I did today because there's not a whole lot of information on these Wildcats out there. So, final impressions so far. These are technically like a dedicated powder ski, so they're made for kind of like days like today, but generally more like big mountain and a little bit more powder. We probably had in some places like 6 inches on top of crust, and then in other places you got down to like maybe a foot of powder. So these things just floated over everything with ease thanks to that super wide profile. Again, the 141 in the tips and then 116 underfoot. That's why I opted for these. The mustache rocker is something that is really cool too. You guys can kind of tell when I put them together like this. You can tell how late the tips come up and how early the noses come up. So in the middle you have a little bit of camber, and I had no problem gripping an edge. These things carved great. In the powder, they floated over everything. They are a little bit stiff. I kind of wish they were a tiny bit flexier. That way I could sort of like nose butter around. Maybe if I just eat a couple cheeseburgers, I can weigh more and like flex them out a little bit more. So I was hoping they were a little bit flexier, but because of the rigidity, it allowed them to even perform pretty well in the park. Again, I haven't ridden skis in probably like 10 to 12 years, and this is, I don't know, it might even be longer than that I've ridden skis in the park, but I was able to get some basic tricks down, sliding rails, hitting jumps. Didn't do anything crazy because I'm just kind of like warming up on skis again, but yeah, these things were super rad. One thing also is the super rad top sheets. I feel like you should have really good top sheets if you're going to be riding them all day. It's literally like you looking down at your skis for half the day. So Moment has a ton of really cool graphics out there, and I dig them. Is this gonna make me a skier over a skiboarder? No, obviously not. I skiboard and that's who I am and what I do. However, these are a super cool addition to my quiver on days that we get a ton of powder. Maybe if we go up and ride Berthoud Pass later this season, once we get more snow here in Colorado, then these might be the go-tos from there on out. So we will see. If you guys have any questions on the Moment Wildcats, let me know in the comments down below. I think I'm gonna head back into like downtown Breck and check out a few shops quick and then head back home. I think that's all for today. If you guys are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week. As always, thank you for watching. Talk to you in the next one.